You can see Justin out there barely. Yeah, I can see you barely. Not a bad first night. Morning. So if you couldn't tell, I'm currently not in America anymore. I'm actually in Paris. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
You too. So I just finished up a family road trip around Ireland with some extended family, and I've been posting updates on my Instagram and my YouTube community. But I guess if you haven't seen those, or maybe this is your first video, my name is Ryan, and I live out of the back of my van back in the States full time, but obviously I am not there right now. I'm walking into the airport out here in Paris because after Ireland, my brother and I had a 12-hour layover here, so we went out and checked out the city, and now we're hopping on a plane to Iceland. Thank you. Thank you very much. So while me and my brother are in Iceland, I rented a 4x4 camper van for 3 days while we're over there, and we're going to be living in the back of it, traveling all around Iceland and the Highlands and checking out kind of everything that's there. But the lines at the airport were super long, so we're running kind of late, so I got me a snack. Now we got a flight to catch. Alrighty, we have made it to Iceland. So the place that I rented the van from, they offer a shuttle service, so they are gonna pick us up here from the airport. I went to the duty-free shop and got some Icelandic beer, but I'm gonna give them a call, tell them that we've arrived, got our bags, and then head over to pick up the van. Hi, we just picked up our bags and we are waiting out front of the airport. Awesome, sounds good. Thank you, bye. Alright, so they're gonna be here in about 10 minutes.
I think we're looking for another group.
The sun's out. I thought we weren't getting any sun. All right, so we just got to the headquarters, and surprisingly, we're getting some sun. We're supposed to all week, so that's nice. All right, so these are all the extras that you can get with the camper van, and I got a lot of it. So these are all the free ones. So we get sunglasses, GPS, frisbee, pots and pans and stuff. I got gas stove, propane. I think I got the coffee. I got the table with the chairs, an inverter. I think I got the toilet. I don't know. That might be good though for like peeing when it's dark out. Actually, it doesn't get dark. Also, do you mind if I record? All right, so we just got our introductory meeting. The lady had said she didn't want to be filmed, so I respected her wishes, didn't film her. Our van is somewhere along that back row of vans, so we just gotta find which one it is. Found it. So this is it. Some funky colored mattresses here, but it is a double bunk, so there's one bed down here, and then this is another bed up here. I'll give you guys a tour in a minute after we get all our stuff put in the back. And I'm also really glad that they drive on the right side of the road here like they do back home in the States, because in Ireland they didn't. And watching our bus driver drive around all week on the left side of the road was pretty stressful. But this is her. So this is the upper, I think it's a queen size bed. I don't know, it looks massive. But I have these in my van actually, these little storage bins. So that's something that's similar. Then we got a bunch of hooks up around the outside. It looks like they used the easy way out, I'm not gonna lie, and put automotive carpet all over everything. That was exposed metal. And then we've got our fridge here. So that's where we'll put our beer and all of our supplies. A sink that I think works. Yes. So we've got running water. And then just, I think this is all just storage down here. So we've got our pots and pans, our propane, and then dishes, coffee mugs, silverware, I think we have a heater back there. This is a wall outlet. And then our Webasto, oh, we do have a heater. So that's our Webasto heater, car plugs, USBs, power for something, and then lights. And then a remote for something that we'll find out later what it controls. And then there's these LED lights up on the top. And that's it. There's no max air fans, which is surprising, but I guess it's typically pretty cold here, so you won't need them. But yeah, that's it. Then we got a water tank there, and then just some more storage back here under the bed. So not really too much. Let's go pick up all our extras. The only real difference here with driving on the roads is instead of being in miles per hour, it's in kilometers per hour. So I don't think that should be too bad to get used to. So there's ours. So we got 2 sets of beddings. And then other than the bedding, we've got our table, camping chair, outdoor barbecue, towels. I might have overdone on the propane, but I expect to be cooking a lot, so that's fine. Inverter, coffee maker, Frisbee, and some other small stuff. And there we go. We are good to hit the road. First stop, it's a grocery store. Woo! Made it to Iceland. Let's see what kind of Icelandic pop we got. Also, I'm not sure why, but I guess Europe really likes their roundabouts because I have never seen so many roundabouts in my entire life than I have here and in Paris.
Meters at the roundabout, take the first exit.
Also, we've had a little mishap with some of the drawers in the back there swinging open. They've been swinging open this whole ride. I guess we didn't close them after we opened them when we first got in the van, so we'll take care of that once we get to the grocery store. And it looks like we are here at Kronen Mega Grocery Superstore. We're gonna pick up supplies for the next 3 days. So when I was doing my research about coming here, I was looking online and I saw all about these Icelandic hot dogs. So I did some research on them, and I think that's what we're gonna be making for dinner tonight. So right now, that's what I'm looking for. All right, so I think this is them. I remember that pylsur word when I was Googling them. Buns. What are these? Are these white onions? Salat log. What is salat log? Definitely gonna have some leftover. It is really not the easiest trying to find my way around this grocery store without being able to read what things say. All right, I think chili pepper is cayenne. All right, so I had to Google this one. I'm not sure the difference between this brand and this brand, but Veti means flour. So I think we have everything we need. I had to run around and grab a bunch of stuff, and I think I got everything to make some Icelandic hot dogs tonight. All right, we probably don't have everything we need, but we've at least got enough to survive tonight. So that's all that matters, because we are driving out into the wilderness here for our first night of camping. And it's gonna take some getting used to with that top-loading fridge, because I've never used one of those. So we're gonna have to pack those in there, I guess, a little bit differently than you would a normal fridge. Some eggs, those hot dogs, and I think honestly that's it, other than my Diet Cokes, which I'll just throw in there for now. And then after I get everything else put away, I'll probably throw some beers in there too. So we've got everything stored in the fridge for now. That's how it looks, really the basics in there. I might run in the grocery store, grab a few more things before we leave. We're using this as kind of our pantry space. So we've got all of our dried goods in here. We've got some stuff in there, some stuff in the sink, and I think we should be good to go. I'm gonna throw a few beers in there and maybe go grab some quick food from either the Subway or whatever that SMASSS is. I think it's a burger place, and then we're hitting the road. We had to grab some food because we were starving. Haven't eaten all day since that snack at the airport. Also, kind of sucks. Just realized it after getting back here. There's no real pass-through to the front seat. Gonna have to get used to that one. So, I was doing a little bit more research online, and I'm getting some conflicting answers as to whether Thingvellir, or however you say it, National Park, is actually open or if it's closed right now. And some of the sites say it's open 24 hours. Google Maps says it's closed, but kind of on the way to where we're going to camp tonight anyway, so I figure we'll drive up there. If it's closed, it's closed. If it's not, it's not, and we'll just check it out. So that is where we are headed right now. And I guess that sunshine that we got when we got here was a short-lived thing because it is now misty as far as the eye can see. Okay, so far the landscape is pretty barren. And I was looking up some facts before I came here, and we're gonna drive through the city called Reykjavik, which is apparently the northernmost capital city in the entire world. And 60%, bless you, and 60% of the entire country's population actually lives in that city. So I feel like most of the time, especially since we're gonna be camping, we're gonna be kind of out in the wilderness and there won't be too many people around. And I guess one thing that is pretty good here is since there's not that many people, there's not gonna really be that much traffic. And I'm getting passed all over the place because I'm trying to drive the speed limit because I'm in a foreign country and I don't really want to start off by breaking laws. This is it. This is Reykjavik, the capital of Iceland. And we're only driving through today because we got to come back here to fly out in 4 days. So we're not going to stop by and see anything right now. We'll do that on the way out. But yeah, I don't think it's the biggest city in the world, but it's crazy to think that 60% of all of Iceland lives here. It'll be cool to get out here and explore it a little bit once we're on our way back. Alright, so we've been driving for like 35 minutes outside of Reykjavik, and I think we passed maybe one house and like 4 or 5 cars. There is truly nothing out here. But we're only 10 minutes from the national park. This is Thingvellir, I think. I'm not really sure how you say it. I'm probably gonna butcher a lot of names while I'm out here. But it is one of 4 national parks in Iceland. And we just hit a massive bug. Alright, so I think we made it. It is definitely open. Still people going in there. Hello, we're just trying to go to the national park. Is that down that road or is that down this way?
No, so if you continue, then you just go into the pylsur. So
Okay.
it is down here to the left, so you
Okay.
can see the sign that says Thingvellir.
All right, so we walked in there. The park is open. I think it's open 24/7, and apparently camping here is pretty easy. In the national park, you obviously need a campground, but I don't think we need a pass to camp where we're gonna camp tonight. I don't think it's a very big park. She said it was only like an hour to hike pretty much the whole thing. So we're gonna go check that out. And then from there to our campsite at the waterfall. I don't know if we're gonna hike the waterfall tonight. I think we might save that and just do that in the morning since we're camping out there. Also, if that lady in there is a good gauge for how nice the people are in Iceland, she was one of the most helpful people that I've ever talked to. She sat and talked to me for like 10 minutes and explained all of the questions that I had very, very nicely. So that was nice. All right, so we made it to the parking spot. If you get out and you look up over there, I think this big wall and part of one of the tectonic plates, so that's kind of cool. So this area back in 930 AD was where Icelanders gathered to discuss and decide the laws and also to pass judgment. Apparently there's a spot around here where they used to sacrifice people. So right now we are in the Rift Valley, which is, you saw it before, you can't really see it right now, but is that rift up there. And there's a couple waterfalls and some other stuff down here. So we're gonna walk down this path and just kind of see what we walk into. A lot of the times I'm probably not even gonna try to pronounce the names out here because I'm just gonna butcher them. So I'll just point. But this is that massive fissure, which is apparently the mid-Atlantic ridge between North America and Eurasia. So that's pretty cool. So yeah, right now we're walking towards all of that stuff. All right, that was pretty cool. Justin got a little too close to the waterfall, got soaking wet. It's already getting kind of late and we got a 2-hour drive to our campsite for the night. So I think we're just gonna head directly there. So this drive is gonna take us up into the Highlands of Iceland. And I wanted to go travel more up into the Highlands, but a lot of the, what they're called F roads, which are essentially just giant long dirt roads that you can drive down, are either still closed for the winter or are just opening for the winter. So they haven't been maintained for the summer season yet, and the rental company that I got the van from said that I cannot drive down any roads that are right now labeled as mountain car roads where you need a special mountain car to drive down. I'm not too sure. They said that you can drive down them, but if I do drive down them, then my insurance doesn't cover me for anything that happens, so I'm not gonna risk it. But the roads that we're driving up to our campsite tonight are F roads, so that means they're mostly gravel roads. But when I looked at the map that they have online, it says the roads are easily passable, so I can drive on them. So we've got about a 2-hour drive ahead of us, and I'm gonna stay as topped off on fuel as I can because I really don't know how few and far between they're gonna be on these kind of back roads, so I'm gonna fill up more often than I should. And the one thing they told me is that here in Iceland, the diesel and the gas are kind of flip-flops. So if you live in the States, diesel is typically a green handle and gas is typically a black handle, but here in Iceland, diesel is the black handle and gas is the green handle, so I've got to remember not to mess that up. Also, I know it only looks like we have about an hour of sunlight left, but we in fact have 3 hours of sunlight left and then 3 hours of kind of twilight, and then the sun rises again at 3 in the morning. So I'm really hoping that these shades back here are blackout shades, or else we won't be getting any sleep. Looks like even though we do get sun till late, we're losing out on it driving up into the mountains here. It looks like we're driving into a cloud. All right, so we are about halfway there. I think we've driven past maybe one car in the last hour we've been driving, but I'm pulling into my first gas station that almost looks like it might be abandoned, but apparently we can get diesel here, so I've got about 3/4 of a tank left, but I just truly don't know when we're gonna come across another gas station, so we're gonna fill up here and stay on the safe side. It is exceptionally eerie out here. I mean, it really feels like we're the only people in this country right now. But at least the gas pump has an English setting, so I'm able to read it. Tank is full, and I prepaid for 12,000 Icelandic dollars and only ended up using 4. And I just got my receipt and it says like 14 million. So I'm not really sure how much I got charged. I hope I didn't get charged 14 million, and I will be checking my bank statements to make sure that I am not broke. But anyways, let's hit the road. Made it to where we are leaving paved roads, starting off-road, and I am not joking. That entire drive from the gas station to here, which was almost an hour, we didn't pass a single car. And now we get to drive 5 miles down a dirt back road in Iceland at 11 p.m. at night. I know it doesn't look like it, but it is indeed 11 o'clock. And this road actually isn't too bad, so that's good. But essentially we're driving down this road for 4 miles up to a gravel parking lot, or a gravel parking lot slash campsite that is like a 2-mile hike from Halafoss something waterfall, which is one of the tallest waterfalls in Iceland. I think it's the 3rd tallest, but don't quote me on that. Really hope the road doesn't get washed out down here. I think this is one of the most unsettling drives I've ever had to make. In a foreign country, on an unknown dirt road, driving with almost no visibility. Pretty sketchy. Alright, so we're coming up on the home stretch here. We got about a half a mile left. We've been driving down this dirt road for about 20 minutes. There was like 1 or 2 washed out sections that I kind of forgot to record just because I was stressed out driving over them. But we made it. So that means we can make it back. It doesn't look like any of this is changing anytime soon, so we won't be able to see any of the views from the campsite, and possibly not even the waterfall tomorrow if this fog doesn't pass. All right, so this is it. Yeah, it's right up here. So this is the parking lot that we're camping in tonight, and you can't really see much.
This is where we're staying?
Yeah, so let's go check it out. So, I think if we were not in the middle of a cloud, there might be some better views up here. But I think we're parked kind of right in the front of the start of the trail for that hike, which I'm not even sure I would be comfortable doing in fog like this. But you can see Justin out there barely. Yeah, I can see you barely. You look like a ghost off in the distance. Not a bad first night. It's actually not too cold out either. I think it's like 45, and it's not supposed to get much colder than that tonight. So I'm not even sure we're going to use the Webasto heater we got. But I can definitely hear the waterfall. Probably won't be able to hear it on camera, but I can. All right, let's go inside. It's freezing. And I know I said it already, but it's pretty light out for 11:30 at night. And I guess this door doesn't lock open or latch open. It won't stay. So I'm not sure what this controls actually. Nothing changes when I press it. But I know this one controls the LED lights under there. It's like a little party bus.
Alright, stop.
Okay, we'll turn those back on white. Justin's back there testing out his bed, and I think, actually before we do any making of the beds, I want to try to cook some Icelandic hot dogs. And I think I am going to cook outside, because it is still pretty light out here. And initially, when I planned this video, I planned on getting here around 6 or 7 p.m., not almost midnight, but my body clock is all out of whack from flying from California to Ireland to Paris to here, so I don't even really know what time my body thinks it is. But that's all we need. And the first step is frying up some onions, or what I think are onions. I'm not even sure, honestly. I couldn't read the label, and they look pretty small, so I don't really know what they are. I'm hoping they're onions. And I hope it doesn't get any darker than this. Technically, the sun is fully set right now, so I don't think it should. I am probably going to absolutely butcher this recipe, so if you're Icelandic and you're watching, I am sorry, but this is what I'm working with, and it's almost midnight. Got it working. So, while I have the knife and everything out for prepping stuff, I think the only other ingredient that I have to prep is these pickles that I'm just gonna hand mush into a sort of remoulade sauce later in the recipe, but I'm just gonna finally chop them now since I have it out so that it's ready to go when I need it. Sometimes when I'm doing stuff like this, I wonder what life decisions led me to driving down a creepy dirt road in the middle of nowhere in a country I've never been to before, finally chopping pickles. At midnight. And I think I'm gonna skip the buttermilk altogether and just go for a quick dredge in the flour, salt, paprika, and there was supposed to be pepper somewhere, but I can't find it, so. Throw in the onions, those nice and coated. All right, so I threw a few test onions in there, and the oil wasn't hot enough to cook them up, so I had to set up this contraption on the ground on my outdoor grill, which I honestly should have used in the first place, and use this thing as like a little wind blocker because the wind's coming from this way, and if I block the wind enough, I can get the oil hot, throw the rest of these onions in there, and let those fry up until golden brown. All right, I think those onions are golden brown enough for me, so I'm gonna go ahead and take those off. Get them on a paper towel, start cooking some dogs. And for that, we're gonna need a bigger pot. Go ahead and throw this big pot on there. So in order to make these dogs, according to all of the Icelandic hot dog recipes I've watched, you add some water to the pan, and then a little bit of fresh Icelandic beer. So go ahead and get that in there, and let that come to a boil. And then we're cooking our hot dogs. So it is pretty cold outside. I am coated in a very thin layer of water all over my body because we're camping in a cloud. But while I wait for that water to boil out there, I'm gonna come in here and make the remoulade sauce. So for the sauce, we need mayonnaise, mustard, pickles, white wine vinegar, and then blend it all together until smooth. And I obviously don't have a blender, so I'm just gonna stir it all together. So I just chopped up a few onions off camera. So we've got our little hot dog building station right here. We've got our crispy onions, our remoulade sauce, our raw onions, our ketchup, and our mustard. So once that water starts to boil, it's just about getting there. And it still looks creepy as ever out. And time check, it is 12:30 in the morning. So it's definitely getting late. All right, it's been like 15 minutes. The water is like almost boiling hot, but I just can't get it to boil. I've tried to set up a windscreen. It's just not enough. And it's getting kind of late. It's like almost 1 a.m. now. I'm just gonna go ahead and throw these hot dogs in there. Let them warm up for like 5-10 minutes. And call that good. So there we go. We've got 4 hot dogs boiling in beer water at 1 a.m. in the middle of nowhere, Iceland. All right, it has been about 10 minutes. At this point, I truly don't care if the hot dogs are cold. because I'm pulling them out and we're eating them. So they've got to be at least somewhat warm, and that's all I'm looking for.
It smells like a hot dog.
So the lighting isn't the best in the van. I apologize. According to the recipe, you're supposed to steam these buns. I didn't steam them because I don't care. I'm definitely not following the book here with everything I've done. So the recipe that I'm following online says to squirt ketchup in the bun, a little bit of mustard in the bun, and then you throw in the raw onions on the bottom, then you put in your dog, and then on top of that you put your mayonnaise pickle mixture, and then on top of that fried onions. So I apologize in advance to anyone who is Icelandic and watching this and thinking that this is the worst looking Icelandic hot dog, but to me it looks pretty good, so I'm gonna make a couple more and then we're eating. Justin is back there working hard. All right, I hooked up the external light to my GoPro so you can see us a little better. We've got our beautiful hot dogs. Justin looks happy to be awake.
Well, it's 1 in the morning.
Yeah, I got myself a nice Icelandic beer to wash it down with, so cheers. Actually, it's pretty good. I'm definitely going to have to go into Reykjavik and get one of these before I leave and kind of compare the taste, but honestly, I'm actually pretty surprised how good this is. What's your verdict?
It's good.
Nice. So I had to turn the light off because it was blinding us, but we're going to finish these hot dogs. Then we're going to build the beds real quick and try to get some sleep so we can wake up tomorrow and hike down to that waterfall. All right, dinner is done. We just cleaned up most of the van. Dishes are a tomorrow issue, and I cleaned up outside as well. And just to give you guys one last look, this is probably, ow, hold that open, as dark as it's going to get tonight. It is currently just about 1:30 in the morning and the sun rises at 3:15. So I can't imagine it's going to get much darker than this, but we've got to get to bed soon because we've only got 2 hours of darkness left. And I don't think these shades really are kind of blackout shades. So I want to maximize the amount of darkness we get for sleep tonight. So I'm going to build these beds real quick and then I will check back in with you guys. All right, beds are made. Took kind of a while to build Justin's. That's why I do not like the build beds where you have to tear them down and reset them every single night because it would just get old. It took us like 10 minutes just to set that up and then get it all ready for sleeping. My bed really wasn't too much easier because it was kind of hard getting these corners on, but got my duvet, got a spare duvet, got 3 pillows back there, so I'll be nice and warm. Only thing I got to worry about is hitting my head in the middle of the night. Now I can climb up into my lovely cocoon for the night. Oh. Oh. And go to bed, and I will catch you guys in the morning.
Good morning. So the camper van came with these little eye masks to sleep with because it was light out all night. But I actually slept, I'll open this up so you can see me better, pretty well in my little bed cocoon. And I've tried to get this light to hang back up in its socket a couple times, but it's just been hanging here since I got the van. And every time I kind of jimmy rig and click it back in there, I just end up spinning around and knocking it out again when I'm adjusting my position at night because there's really not a lot of space here. I can't even like crouch or anything, so I think it is still pretty foggy out. I can't really tell from up here in the bed. I can only like see like 5 feet behind the van, but I do see the wheels of another camper van / car. I think it's time to get up. Oh, it looks like the fog is clearing up. Now we can finally see what the landscape looks like. So I'm gonna get dressed real quick and then I'll take you guys outside, kind of get a sense for what the campsite looks like since we didn't see anything last night. All right, so I'm gonna step out while Justin's getting dressed. And who would have thought that this is what was in front of us last night? So we got the a giant valley up through here, and you can actually see one of the 2 waterfalls from where we were camped last night. I had absolutely no idea we were that close. I thought it was a 2-mile hike out to them, but no, they are right there. It actually is pretty beautiful out here. I don't know how well the camera's gonna pick it up, but it's nice to finally be able to see something other than just mist. But we have successfully survived our first night out here in Iceland. My hair looks ridiculous. I need to get a haircut when I get back. But I think that's where I'm gonna end this video. My next video will pick up exactly right here, where I'm gonna be cooking some breakfast, hiking down to that waterfall, and then going to find somewhere else to camp in Iceland. But that is it for this video. So as always, I truly appreciate you guys watching. If you haven't already, think about clicking that subscribe button. It really does help out the channel. And I will catch you guys next time.